I see the red light goes on as it's time for some action. Back with my faction to get the reaction. It's not Impaction, it's AEW Dynamite action here with MSG, Chris Silvio, Hacker Hamin, ready to do the damn thing. Back at hackerhamin.podbean.com, infidels, y'all, you know where it is. Twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman, Ultra Kayfabe Declassified edition of Light the Fuse podcast. Y'all. Silvio, good to see you, my man. MSG, boom, guess who stepped in the room? Back with my brothers here, man. Good to see you. Sil, how you doing today, pal?
Man, I am excellent. I have never been better a single day in my life, man. It's been a good week. I've been busy as hell. We got some cool shit to talk about today. I watched every bit of Dynamite. I had to catch up this morning. I got a lot of shit to do today, but nothing is more important than Light the fucking Fuse and the listeners of the Hamin Media Group.
Dynamite. I thought about that last night as I watched. I like those house party cats, man. You know, I think they got a lot to offer, and I thought they shined in the main. But all I wanted them to do a throwback to do Dynamite from Good Times. I think they could get that over, and you could probably even bring him in to do something fun that way. It'd be funny. But, we'll cover all that on tonight's show or this afternoon show or whenever you listen to it, quarantined at home. And this guy's been quarantined in the studio and in the hotel room in Vegas. So he's only seen the light of day for a couple minutes. So he may be infected, but it's not with Corona. It's MSG back with us. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to get like real sunlight here, from this actual light versus going outside in fear. Because, yes, I'm in Washington, and this is basically ground zero where the coronavirus kind of bled in. And I just got an update this morning that there's a casino in probably within 80 to 100 miles. Now there's somebody infected. So it's starting to close in on me. It's getting close, but I'm here. I'm washing my hands. I'm washing my, underside, and I'm ready to go today, too.
Hey, Matt, how many cases right now are in Seattle that you know of? Have you researched it?
I haven't stayed on top of it. The last time they had talked about it, it was like at least 40 to 50, I want to say. Like, wow. I know that at least 9 to 10 people had died already, obviously.
Strangler Steve just hit me up as we did the locker room earlier today. That the stock price was just under 39, closed last night, $39 around there. Opened 38.74, so dropping already. And there's the announcement going down in Florida today and Tampa of what's going to happen. As we said, we've seen so many things from E3 convention to South by Southwest to NBA to whatever. And here it is, the convergence of the world on Tampa to turn it into one giant petri dish and spread things around and shut them down. The stock is now $34. What did I say? $34.19, guys?
Yes.
And that's from 2 hours ago when Stevie and I were on the air. So somebody knows something and somebody's stooging and it don't look good. So, hey, WrestleMania from the Performance Center or Saudi Arabia, you guys choose one of the two. I say you got time to pack it up and move it all to Saudi. Why not do it? Why not do it at this point? Give people the spectacle because you're not going to do an empty arena show. Saudi don't give a shit. They're not quarantined. You can get them all in there and do it. I think that's the solution. What are you guys feeling?
Yeah, man. I had kind of a challenging day the last 24 hours or so. And the gravity of this stuff is kind of starting to catch up with me. I spoke to my business partner in Italy that helps me run the school, and I didn't quite realize how bad it's gotten out there. As of yesterday, there's 11,000 cases of coronavirus in Italy, around 500 deaths, and the entire country, if people aren't aware, the entire country is on quarantine, where people are instructed not to leave their homes unless it's work or emergency, and there's a travel ban in and out of Italy. Now, what does that have to do with us? Well, 3 weeks ago, Italy was just like the United States. They had a few cases like us. Everyone was living a normal life. And they have all these travelers that come to Milan and Rome, and it just spread like wildfire. Now let's come to the United States, a bigger place with more travelers that are coming from all kinds of countries. And that's all centering around WrestleMania in my hometown, Tampa. They've already began closing universities. They're talking about canceling government events, things like that. So I really think there's a huge possibility that I don't think Vince will shut it down, but I think the government and the state of Florida might say, hey, there's no way we can fucking do that.
They're already
So I wouldn't be surprised.
They're already talking about SmackDown from the Performance Center, which is supposed to be in Detroit tomorrow. So everything's up in the air. And last week, you know, they made the call. Well, we're going. Well, he said in the locker room, yeah, we'll fucking see. We'll give it 10 days, and then we'll see who says what. And here we are on D-Day, and the stock already dropping ridiculously in the market, regulating itself, not just WWE, but being crushed. You know, we talked about this on Conspiracy Horseman last night. Steve and I just talked about it. We don't need to go to a blue in the face on it. AEW says they're going forward. But again, we'll see. Bigger Bill Gates, Bilderberg, powers that be that want to, you know, really control the world and show you how quickly you can shut it down. If you're just listening to this and you didn't listen to the locker room, you're crazy, and you should be. But I sent this to the guys. Let me see here real quick. Sorry.
While you're doing that, I just wanted to correct myself.
Go ahead.
They have said that if the virus has been spreading undetected in the state of Washington since mid-January, it could mean anywhere from 150 to 1,500 people may have been contracted it at the beginning of the week, with about their estimated amount 300 to 500 right now in the state.
So this was sent to us by a listener via Instagram. Said, and just like that, the government controls all sporting events, concerts, jobs, colleges, medical facilities, whether or not you can leave your house, have depleted resources such as toilet paper and food, controls all travel, and you guys wonder why they develop and use viruses to scare the public. Now they control you and everything about your life. See how easy it was? Mass panic, hysteria, complete control of literally the world over a virus. One that the survival rates are even extremely high. All freedom has been limited overnight. See how easy that was. Go back and watch the Bill Gates TED Talk and that shit of, you know, all of this stuff of what they're trying to push agenda-wise. They're the ones who own these big, huge corporations, and the media should be put on spikes and run out of town, sued and sent to jail for the amount of damage they've done monetarily to the economy by pumping this fear porn. You know, I don't doubt that there's a virus, and even to look back through the Harvard connection and the Chinese connection and the espionage part of it, why, who, where's the money? It's all there. But they're trying to cover it up with the fear porn. And now we're probably going to lose out on WrestleMania in America. Tampa's going to lose millions. Stockholders are going to lose millions. WWE's already under scrutiny for being sued by the police and the firefighters in the last month for crossing over with XFL. XFL's playing with nobody in the stadium this weekend. This is the reality. This is the new world order.
Matt, you have something to add on this? Because I wanted to say something, but I want you to go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to, it has been sad. I've talked to people that have, been in Italy because I'm in different, fun, weird groups with different people all around the world. And they've talked about how, all 67 million people right now, 70 million people in Italy right now are in lockdown, right? That they're not allowed to go places. They're being stopped while they're driven, being told you need to turn around and go back home. So it's kind of a little bit of martial law. I mean, almost. It is like martial law.
What do you mean? Kinda. It is that.
It is, right? So, I mean, I read an article where it was kind of I think Killer Cross shared it about just certain things that we should be doing to make sure that that virus doesn't get spread over here and we start to see the same repercussions happen. But even from a voting standpoint, I'm looking at the Democratic numbers, the people who are coming out and voting. Not a lot of people are going out and voting right now. So it's affecting that too. So there's a lot of things I'm questioning right now with this virus and the implications it's having upon our political and our economical and health-wise as far as the society itself. But I'll let you go now.
Yeah, if you're the praying type or the good vibes type, I just want to ask you guys to keep my family over there in Italy in your prayers. I got a lot of people I've trained that have embraced me like family.
Yeah.
So they've been on my mind a lot. So if you guys can pass a thought their way. And Hamin, I was on your wavelength and I still am to a degree. I've been under the impression a lot of this is fear mongering. A lot of it's a money grab. And I still think that's pretty true. However, I heard an interview yesterday with Michael Osterholm, and his title is an expert in infectious disease epidemiology or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically explained the realities of this and how quickly something like this can spread. And it's not going to be a few weeks thing. They said it's gone exactly as they had predicted along the way. And it's something that's going to be around for months and months. So we pretty much just said, be prepared and take care of yourselves. As far as wrestling, you mentioned AEW talking about going forward. The thing about wrestling with the seedy underbelly as to why it began, especially on the indie level, man. And Hamin, I know you'll agree with this one. Wrestling is so shady and notorious for throwing their guys to the wolves, essentially pieces of meat, use them up, spit them out.
Oh, yeah.
That these promoters, if somebody shows up coughing, a performer, obviously sick, I cannot see the promoters sending them home and saying, no, don't perform tonight. They're going to let them get in the ring. And there's no telling what wrestlers or fans that they interact with that they could infect if they have this disease. Work all over the country is telling employees, hey, if you're sick, stay home, work from home. Wrestling ain't like that. You could have a fucking arm hanging halfway off and they're going to tell you to get in the ring. Only company I could maybe see doing that is AEW, based on how they put themselves over about healthcare and all that.
Statlander was on the show Saturday night after not being on bar the night before.
So what do you think, man? Do you see, you've been on a lot of indies. Do you agree with me that fucking, even if it's going, let's say it gets 20 times worse than it is today, I find it hard to see wrestling companies not allowing guys to perform and canceling shows. It's so seedy and money hungry.
I agree with that, and I almost hope it's that because I don't want to lose bookings because I don't buy into this shit because, Sil, you made it through bird flu, you made it through swine flu, you made it through Zika, you made it through Ebola, you made it through SARS, and I think you're going to make it through this one.
I think I am too.
I really do, guys. So I'm not going to sell for all the bullshit because that's just switching from impeachment and having those ratings and needing somebody to tune into the news. Isn't about giving news, it's about ratings. And this is what's fucking getting ratings, fear porn. So already one show of mine, April 18th, got canceled, but that was a bought show at SUNY IT that the college bought. Now the college is telling them not to come back. We're going to do everything online. So that's a little different, but how much until the trickle down really does happen, to where everything just gets shut down. Some because it'll be trendy to look like you're a wrestling organization who has to shut down when there really isn't anything. But is it going to reach all the way to my booking in June with the ECW guys in small theaters and comedy clubs? I don't know. People's fear is unmeasurable in how stupid they will become based upon it when it becomes a control mechanism. So to answer your side, yeah, promoters will always wear the horse out, put it out back, and put a bullet in its head and say, I didn't do nothing. It was them. It passed the heat onto them. I told them not to. They wouldn't listen. At the same time, heat on you. You were the guy last week who was feeling like shit, wasn't going to miss a shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's in us as well.
It's in us. Yeah. I'm not saying you, but
yeah,
same fucking gimmick, right? So show must go on. Stubbornness, not wanting to sell for some bullshit. Some scumbag wrestling fans, Walmart All-Stars who shit on their hands and don't wash them. Like, all that's in the mix there. And, I don't want any part of that. Glad I'm a fucking heel and I don't have to fucking put over marks up close like baby faces do. But also the handshake, good brother shit. As soon as you get there, I don't want to have to be doing that either, and everyone should
maybe
be
this will
smart.
put an end to that.
Maybe. So
I want to jump in. I just wanted to jump in real quick, and I wanted to just let you know. I mean, just from a patron perspective, here in Washington, obviously they're a little bit more sensitive to, I'd say, the population's complaints. And most of all the indie stuff has actually already been shut down. Like King County shut down all the events. So Defy they just canceled their event. one of the promotions I was working for, Without a Cause, they've decided to go on with it, but they're putting in every type of hygienic measure they can. So I think
not
unless
for
like,
now until the state says no.
Right, exactly.
Like, yeah.
So once the state is starting to step in and all this, I could see wrestling being canceled. Maybe here in the United States, but that doesn't mean they can't take the $78 million in Saudi Arabia and go to WrestleMania.
But no, we're talking about a real human passing the virus conversation, when the reality behind the work of it all is fucking that they're holding out until whoever lawyer Bill Gates hires and lobbyists squeeze the balls of whoever is the bureaucrats in Washington to call the fucking governor and make it seem like a work where he's going to get PR out of it, and he's listening to some talking heads, and then it comes down that there will be no shows. But and then the file spin, we don't want to put out this virus and help that. But like the reality of where it's coming from, of what the fucking story is, are two far different worlds, my children. And fucking know that. Obviously, prepare yourself for whatever may be the worst pandemic wise. But this shit we talked about on Horseman last night, go listen to it if this interests you, about Dean Koontz novels that talk about the Wuhan virus from 1985, and it spells out exactly what it is. Predictive programming. And this shit's been in play for a long time for a lot of people who are above some politicians that come in and out. This is your Bilderbergs, the highest level people who are the corporatocracy trillionaires who are bigger than a nation at this point. And when they want something to happen, this could all be leading, Stevie puts it out there, to you staying home and them wanting to give everybody the monthly stipend, the home living wage. And this is how they fucking do it, and how they bend the knee of their enemies who have an idea against that. They use their leverage and use us as a human resource, as a little, despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage, and you'll chase this piece of cheese where the fuck we put it in whatever end zone it is. Don't fool yourself that it's about the common cold and you fucking catching a flu. That's what this shit is really all about.
So what you're telling me is, like, I'm actually I'm fortunate in this situation because I have to drive to the news station to play that media for you to watch. So like I can go outside.
At least you're making your bank off of the fear porn of it, dude. I'm gonna fucking jump in if universities shuffled their feet at doing online learning, and now their fucking balls are to the fucking blaze because they're SUNY, State University of New York, some bureaucrat dictates it. Now every fucking school's going to do that. How much open work is there for me? I could put together a staff of 10 people. We could work around the clock and not get it all done in order to work with those professors to get their courses online who fucking are tenured motherfuckers who've been there for, like, there's opportunity in crisis. Are you going to identify it, see where your niche is, and fucking make your money off of it? I'm gonna.
I mean, I totally agree with you and the profits that are coming with this and the controlling. I think there is a little smoke to the fire at the same time. And I really try to keep an open mind to all these things in life and always hear both sides. I sent you guys both an interview. I'd like you to listen to it off air, if nothing else, because you guys are my friends. And I'd like you to hear this information and do what you will with it. The last thing I want to say about the whole WWE thing, and I talked with this about Jenna last night. Think about Vince McMahon and Donald Trump, right?
Oh,
so if it comes down to it, could Vince say, "Hey, Prez, you got to bail us out"?
He's already done that. I'm sure that call's already been made, bro. And this is where it's billionaires versus trillionaires. Because you want to talk about it, who's bigger? Trump and Trump. I don't even think so, really, to be honest with you. Maybe that influence with the $108 billion deal, but what Bill Gates and his cliques involved with and what they want to do on a global scale, wrestling is so small and is the front end load of an arms deal when they're trying to get over carbon tax. They're trying to get over living wage for everybody, socialism. These are way bigger fucking thoughts than a front end load PR deal for a fucking Saudi arms versus Israel and Iran conflict, which is really what that's about. And now this is the level that these fucking chess players play at because they have the money. I know it sounds way the fuck out there,
mind fuck,
but
man, dude.
it really is, and that's what we are. If they're gonna smoke 3,000 people in 2 fucking buildings and collapse a country just to get over data collection and fucking war profiteering, there's no doubt that they'll fucking release some bullshit to wipe out half a million people to unite under a scare tactic.
For sure.
They'll do it. They're
I
capable
don't
of
deny
it,
that
and
at
they've
all.
done it again. So I'm not going to fool myself for some MSNBC talking head conversation or even a Joe Rogan expert who may have great numbers and data, but this shit, as Nas was said, it was written long ago.
Yeah,
Well-
we could go on about this shit all day. I know we all have a lot of interest in the topic, but let's talk some wrestling.
Let's do it,
Want to
baby.
hear maybe a more full in-depth conversation, twitch.tv/conspiracy horseman each and every Wednesday night. You can download the newest episode here in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Yes. Hey, did you guys hear? I started listening to the new AEW podcast, Unrestricted. I believe
I
it's
didn't
called.
know it was out, and I heard him plug it, so they got a good plug on the show with Schiavone and sorry, her name is
Referee Aubrey Edwards.
I always want to call her Darby Edwards. I know that ain't it. Aubrey, so I don't know. I saw some videos of her. She seemed like she had personality. Unfortunately, I wish she'd dial back that personality in the ring and support the matches more, because her overselling on moves is really pulling focus a lot of times. And if she was doing that in my match, I wouldn't scream her out, but I'd be like, afterwards the next week, I'd be like, I can only tell you what to do in my match, but I'd like you to dial it back, on what I'm doing, because it is pulling focus. That would have got a ref heat in OVW. That's all I could think of.
Well, I mean, she's got the crowd chanting for her. I think she's an awesome ref, but
That's a
that is
problem.
a little weird when the crowd's chanting for the
Yeah.
ref. The reason why I mentioned this podcast is I've listened to all of them. I think there's been 3 episodes, and I heard the Moxley interview last week, and I thought it was a really good, honest interview, and it just sounded like John Moxley talking about his life as a human being. He came across well-spoken, but in his own fucking Moxley way. It was real, and it was a really good, compelling interview through the end. And it got me thinking about the weird-ass interview he did with Stone Cold a few years ago.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers that bombed. And it just kind of shows the place he was at then and the whole confines of WWE versus AEW. I think he was so wrapped up and skull-fucked into what he thinks they want of Dean Ambrose and how he's supposed to act and do, that this interview just bombed and he was the top guy. But I hear him a few years later as a top guy of another company, and it's a completely different person that's well-spoken, a great promo, everything came across, and I was hooked listening to it for a straight hour. So there's something to that, man, with kind of the way some guys get lost in WWE and they're not quite sure what the fuck is wanted of them.
As Russo says, in the bubble. You're way in the fucking bubble. You have no outside perception of yourself or what it is. And yeah, how many times have they been effed over? But that Stone Cold thing was right on the heels of the Shield, and they were hot. That was like a challenge to him to step up. And I think he was in that I'm over mode and doesn't know like what they really did want from him, like you said. Now, after getting ground up, spit out X amount of times after that, like the big thing was how he's kind of responding to Stone Cold. I mean, like, what the fuck? I'm still over. Like, okay, no, your performance is not over. And now I agree. I wanted Moxley to be that coming out of. Usually don't sell a lot for CZW, but of what he was there in WWE, and it wasn't. And now he's back to that in a stepped up way on a bigger platform. So I think that's given him more confidence in saying this is who I am and who I should be.
Yeah. Matt, did you catch any of those?
I have not caught any of the AEW Resurrection podcast. I think that's what it's called.
Unrestricted.
Unrestricted. I'm sorry.
Resurrection. What are they resurrecting? They started a fucking year ago.
I don't know.
Resurrect your brain this morning.
I'm sorry. I was just thinking about the podcast, and I was thinking about the fact that I'm glad that they didn't take our name like the Fuse from us, because I know that was a potential podcast name. But yeah, referee Aubrey Edwards. I mean, I've gotten to see her, call her stuff here. I think she's like one of the co-owners of one of the wrestling promotions out here. So she does a lot of local stuff here when she's not doing AEW. I agree. There's sometimes she seems to overact in the ring.
Everybody's doing a lot of local stuff. That's something we got to come back to.
Yeah. So, she seems like she's very animated at times, and she definitely seems to be overacting. That's just my theater side. I can point it out a little bit and be like, oh, you maybe didn't need to like show that much of a facial expression because you're drawing away from the scene. But I mean, she does a good job. She gets over with the crowd. So I think that
That's a
she's
problem.
probably.
Stop.
I know it is, but for her, it's good, right? Because it's long. I
No,
mean,
no, it is not. Unless they're
what
going
if
to
she?
transition her into a
I
personality.
think that's probably what's going to end up happening. I mean,
She'll
that's what
have
I
merch
think.
soon.
Yeah, she'll have
Oh
merch. She
yeah,
said the other
she'll
day.
have merch soon. But we're doing that with Sideburns too. My guy in Immortal now, but it's on the cell. Somebody slams, she'll grab her head. Oh, like that's not your job as a ref. Like
Right.
you are there to be the ghost, to be impartial, to give times, to be in and out, to check on people, to be where you need to be on certain spots. Like going into biz for yourself to become a character, that means she needs to become a valet, a ring announcer, somebody's girlfriend, or on the roster herself and train, or management, because if that shit keeps going on, she needs to be worked into a storyline, and then once you're done as a referee to most degree. Um,
Why do you think? I mean, why do you think Jericho personally requests her for all of his big matches? Because Jericho thinks similar to how we've been trained, and he's got a great mind for the business. Why do you
the
think he wants
progressiveness
all
of
of
the
it?
business, that he looks progressive with a female. When you look back on his tape library and you see what AEW is supposed to be in the future, and including women and all that, he's got all the other. This will look different. It's not to give her a shot and because she's so great that she's doing the best. You know what I mean? I don't believe that to be. And maybe he does have a soft spot for her and wants to give her an option. Maybe he does trust her. I don't know. Like to me, that when Jericho talks about we need to work on tags, and he's talking openly about the quality of wrestling and how to improve it in AEW, that needs to be addressed. The quality and burying of the ref. I follow Jimmy. Oh, Jesus, starts with a K. WWE ref.
Jimmy Corderas.
Corderas. Sorry, I was gonna say Cordova. Jimmy Corderas. And dude, he goes off during AEW. Usually, he's pretty. He's a WWE guy. He made his money in his career there. But as a referee, a professional referee, watching from a ref's point of view, do this because Sideburns does it, and that's why I think he's the best in the Northeast. I made him do it. I trained him rip style and how Man Beast would have taught him. And you watch wrestling just from a referee's point of view next time. Try and watch a match where you're just watching the ref and what they do. It's a whole different way to watch wrestling, dude. It might not be as exciting, but it'll fuck with you. And like he watches it a different way completely from how I watch heels get their heat, and I'm sure how you watch baby faces fire up and get their comeback in a way that's more critical, because that's what we do. But when he watches them, dude, he's just burying the fuck out of them because they aren't. I know I don't want to be like, they aren't that good, and they're on TV and they know people. I'm sure they're wonderful and nice people. But when it comes to refereeing, they bury themselves almost every match for the sake of spot fest New Japan style wrestling. And that drives guys like Jimmy Corderas, who take this shit real seriously as a pro. It scars them. You fucking can't keep quiet about it, It's the same as I'll talk about in some later matches I had some shit with as a heel. So that's something that needs to be addressed in a big locker room thing where they protect their refs a lot more. This week on Impact, Matt, you and I talked about it. The refs they had in Vegas, I don't know those guys. They were fucking money in the main event. One ref takes a big bump from Elgin, goes down dead cells. Here comes the pin. Other ref comes trucking, bro. Woof, 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 woof down the ramp, slides in perfect how you could imagine it. Still hits the 1-2 fucking kick out, big falsy. Like they were so spot on time. What I'm seeing in AEW isn't even close to that, dude.
You want to talk referee complaints? When we get to the main event, I've got a big complaint about that
Yeah,
referee.
sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'd like to see AEW doing a bit more to protect the refs. I will say I do like Aubrey Edwards a lot. I think she has a lot of potential to be a great referee. She's very young in the business, but I think she could be great. And the one thing I can say about her is, of all the referees there, say what you want about the team, she is clearly the most assertive of the referee.
I agree.
I just think they need to make that more frequent. Like Chris Sharp, for instance, one of the best young referees in the world, a guy that I helped develop now with
He's
NXT
not
UK.
that young. He's
He's
fucking
30 years old. He's now in NXT UK. But how I want to explain this is, so, you know this, I mean, sometimes the boys will decide to do something in their match, whether it's just the right thing that situation calls for, or they want to get their shit in. So I've had matches with Chris as my ref where I've came and put my arm on him. I'm like, hey man, here's the spot I want to do. So I need you to lay out a little bit and act your part a little bit different. And Chris is good enough that he knows how to do his part while I do something that the referee should be stopping without burying himself and making it look like I'm disobeying his rules. A good referee will really know how to bend at the right times when the situation calls for it.
absolutely.
So I think they need maybe a real experienced vet, like one of the Hefners or something, that maybe could throw those things, and maybe the referees will improve a lot.
Yeah, I think Brian Hebner, but he's with NWA. I know he's doing work with them.
So is Cabana.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it is just some things like that to reel it in. And there's some there's a dude up here, Sam. I can't think of his last name. Sorry, and Derek, who works a lot too. They work almost every indie. There's some really, really quality refs here. Guys who do things that are like old school. So I'll be getting my heat like on the ropes on the guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put his hands on me and give you the little Iggy that 5's coming, or I got to do something before I pull you off. Like it's the it's the smallest things where I wasn't expecting it. And I'm like, in the middle of the match, I'm like, respect to that fucking dude. He knows his job, bro. Like I don't have to fucking worry about him in those moments where something's coming. He'll know to be away where I'm not burying him or what have you. Or if I go for the fucking flag just without calling it, saying catch me, like he'll go and fucking grab it from me to go away, and so he can put the flag away so I can go get more heat while his back's turned. You know what I mean? Like that's when I really like it. And I don't think, I mean, it's an uneducated opinion, that those refs are at that level or at a package level or at a sideburns level where it's just second nature to them to do that. I like Aubrey asserting herself, but that's also a problem because now we're in a SJW, whatever, and if you got a crazy motherfucker in a blood fight who don't give a shit about Aubrey Edwards, if it was a dude, you just fucking lay him out right there and go back into it. Now, if you lay her the fuck out, we got a whole nother can of worms. I think
that'll come eventually.
I do too.
Let me ask you this. I mean, as a performer, what is your favorite aspect about like a referee to make you think they're good? Like for me, I love when I can call my match through my referee. I'm the kind of performer that really wants to protect anything that I say to my opponent or any moving parts of the match.
Yeah.
I want to keep the illusion behind the curtain. So in my estimation, a good referee is somebody that I can call the entire match to while I'm selling or do whatever. I can pass the message, hey, tell brother to come get me, toss me the buckle up and over arm drag's coming. What do you think? What's your favorite thing as a performer that you think a good referee has?
That's good. I just I don't do that enough, I guess, because everything of mine is fucking old school. Haku, Kane,
there you go. I
Piper.
Today.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good challenge. And also I'd say 85% of my matches are refereed by sideburns. So, I've known him since he was 6 years old. So I trust him with my life, dude, and vice versa. And that's not just in the ring. That's posse for life, core shit from where we grew up. So if I need to relay a message early on that I'm coming in hot, I hear the kicks coming, I might do it while he goes to check. But really, I don't do that a ton to have to unless I really need to, because I'm never really that fucked up in the ring or we're apart from each other. If I'm going to give chase on the outside, the guy knows it's coming. What do I like the most about referees like that is ones who like Massey will bark back at me and give me that moment of improv to say something and shut him down. And then I go back into my it gives me that guy that breather time to sell away if I got to bring him back up. I like Mass for that a lot. And Darren and Sam are kind of the exact same fucking thing where they'll put up with a little amount of shit, but when they see the Hamin snap or the light switch fucking go on, or me and Kong are getting whatever, know when to get the fuck out and don't bury me. That's the big thing. When I fucking snap, you better get the fuck out. Otherwise, I'm going to kill you. That's on there. So anybody who can help sell the fear of what I'm doing, and add to the scene and and to that moment, that's what I really like.
How about you, MSG, as a viewer for many years? What makes a referee good in your eyes? If you can narrow it down to one thing.
Yeah, one thing. The best part of I think the best referee is someone who I don't notice is there, like who's just a background character. They're doing their job so effectively that I'm not necessarily even seeing what they're doing. I'm so engulfed into the match itself. So I don't like to necessarily be distracted. Now, I'm not saying there's not points where there needs to be, that referee interaction, pinfall counts, rope breaks, breaking up an interaction between the two wrestlers. But like for the most part, yeah, if they're just kind of off in the background, like that, to me, like, not drawing attention to yourself, it's probably the best option you can be as a referee.
MSG, could you just back off like maybe 2 inches off the mic, because he's about perfect. You're a little hot, and I don't want to have to normalize my shit. I'm just seeing the bars. You got it.
You hear that, listeners? My audio is perfect.
Hey.
Sounds great.
Hey, I got one more news bit before we can start doing some Dynamite. So you saw this, Matt. I had some interaction yesterday with Mike McGurk, the first female ring announcer of WWF. The reason it came up is every week I study something different about wrestling history. I'm a fucking fanatic, and I'm a coach, so I feel like I need to know everything. So I was studying Leroy McGurk, a former wrestler promoter that went blind in 1951, totally blind. And what I found so interesting about this dude is that he was the commentator on television. I believe it was in the Mid-South, Kansas City area. And he was calling the matches blind, which it's fascinating.
Wow.
Like, how do you know what to say? Like, you could follow along with the play-by-play guy, and I guess just be like talking about their background. Yeah, Hamin is good. He went to Syracuse University, blah blah blah. So I asked like if anybody I knew worked with Leroy and how he would call these matches, and Mike McGurk responded, gave me some information. So it was a cool interaction, and I invited her. I said, hey, anytime you want to talk wrestling, we got a podcasting group. I'd love to do an interview.
Sure.
And I have an idea for a little interview series that maybe we can bring that to life sometime. And she'd be a cool interview, I think.
Yeah, that was very cool, because I know you just put it out there in your esoteric, good, hearted way. And tagged Rip on it. Rip, thankfully didn't go hard, and where Rip could even be like, that motherfucker owes me, but he's like, I didn't know it, but I know a lot of people know him, a lot of stories out of that territory, and where he owned Watts' territory. And then McGurk came in kind of hot, but kind of not, because you don't know what locker room he's stepping in there. And he's like, well, let me set the record straight. My father did this, and this. And I was like, okay. And then Sil came back with classic Silvio, babyface. Hey, man, thanks so much. I'm excited, and I'd love to learn more. And, that's how you develop the relationship. Like, if anybody you hear like, hey, they're talking about your dad, what the fuck? You know what I mean? That's going to be possibly the first response. But I like that pebble in the pond stuff you do, and as an ambassador to wrestling, I think you're essential, and I think you will be for the next 30 years, Silvio, because you thirst for that knowledge. You know that here's my role and what I'm trying to do. How do I get better as a coach? Well, I have to know about history. I have to know what worked before and what situations to avoid, or what can we do again and reinvent. And that's all you're trying to do. And now here's a new relationship with opportunity that you pioneered. I think that's wonderful.
And I took that interaction as more, sometimes when things are written, it's hard to develop a tone or context. You could write something down. I could write back to you, nice beard, Hamin, and you could interpret that as nice beard, Hamin.
Yeah.
So I kept that in mind. And this person is also 30 years older than I am. And think about the advancements of technology that we grew up with and everything. It's a different story. So I didn't take that as much as like somebody coming back angry, as they were giving out some very direct information, and under the context you could either take it
it had an edge on it. Exactly. It definitely is generational of like, wow, that was fucking a cold comeback, but with a lot of info on a, like, let me set the record straight. But like, it very well could have just been that. It depends on where you're reading it from, but you handled it either way, whether it was or wasn't, in a great way, and now there's opportunity there.
Yeah, be a cool interview. MSG, what you got, brother?
Yeah, I think that would be awesome, and I definitely agree with you guys. I think in the age of social media and technology now, you kind of have to curb at times what you're saying, because most of the time when I'm online talking, I'm being like laughing, having fun, like I'm not being malicious in any way, and sometimes it can maybe be read the wrong way. So I think we have to kind of like just try to be as positive as you can when you're having interactions with people, right? Instead of trying to think the worst of others. But yeah, let's get into AEW. AEW, before we do, you probably went over this in the locker room, Ben, because I know you read copy. But Dr. Luther signs with AEW contract. Yeah. He's going to work as a talent in the office. After 30 years of being in the business, he's now officially signed with this company for the first time ever, as well as the front office. What do you think about this, Chris Silvio? Dr. Luther.
Remains to be seen, man. I haven't seen Dr. Luther work in a really, really long time, and much respect to the man as a veteran. They didn't exactly bring him in the most impressive way, so I really got to take the wait and see approach as to what they do with Dr. Luther. Maybe he's fucking awesome like Jericho at his age. Yeah. Maybe it's nepotism and he ain't that good. I think from an office standpoint, he's got to have some value just because he was a mega star in Japan. A lot of people don't realize this, but he was very fucking high on the ladder there. Not so much in North America. So maybe he's going to provide some kind of relationship with Japan. And maybe he has some insight that could help the performers. As a wrestler, wait and see. I don't know what the man can do. I haven't seen him work in 30 years.
Barbie Howland, did you want to talk about this at all?
I know he's tight with Jericho, and I know he's been around for a long time. And if you hang around for a long time, you've been in a lot of locker rooms, especially if you're not known. And that means you're a grinder and you've done a lot of jobs that other guys won't do, or just to stay valid and to stay that. And you're going to learn a lot more. So maybe he could be the perfect office guy. He might not be the best guy for TV in some weird little girl Japanese fetish thing that's not going to translate to American TV. But he might be a fucking dude who is really great working with Japanese talent backstage to fucking agent their stuff, to make sure everybody's good, to make sure travel's done, all that stuff. He may be the perfect guy for that. So anybody who's been in this biz 30 years is a motherfucking grinder, and if he can get guaranteed money, my hat's off to him, dude.
Yeah, and hey, there's a good chance he speaks Japanese too. He, spent his entire career there.
I'm sure. That alone could be enough to because if you were to have to bring in translators who don't know fuck all about wrestling, his translation is going to relate mainly directly around wrestling to be able to help people understand, which is going to improve safety in the ring between girls who probably haven't worked together a lot and need as much protection as possible.
That's interesting. That's smart that they, if they're going to be having multilingual, different talent, that they bring in somebody who works in that territory and who's got a good background.
And I'm sure alone Omega's like, sign him. I'm fucking tired of going back and forth between everybody. Right? He's gonna that alone is worth the headache relief.
The headache itself. All right. So AEW Dynamite. Let's get to the numbers here. Last week broadcast AEW Dynamite gathered 906,000 viewers compared to WWE NXT, which drew 718,000. So it looks like here they were approximately up about 50,000, close to that. Tonight's key Dynamite competition is NXT, Masked Singer, and President Trump's coronavirus address. And then the AEW daily YouTube, the AEW Dynamite YouTube viewership for last week. Then I wasn't able to find too much on it. I don't think they put out a lot. But the average ticket price for tonight's show in Utah, $49. So that get the cost down for the different people there. But we first match opens up with Cody taking on Ortiz. Cody, of course, looking to get some retribution coming off of Ortiz hitting him with the sock filled with whatever last week. But in this match itself, I think the whole, storyline, the arc of tonight's show was progressing this Inner Circle versus the Elite feud. And it kicked off the show with this because Cody wins. And then after the match, Santana hits Cody with the sock full of, baseballs maybe. And the rest of the Elite come out. stop the beatdown. Chris Jericho shows up on the screen with Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager. They cut a promo. They've taken out Nick Jackson. So now Matt Kenny and Cody are rushing back. They take off in the ambulance. Kind of a hectic start here, Mr. Silvio, for AEW Dynamite.
Yeah, you missed two important keys, though.
Sorry.
For the finish of that match, Cody won with the figure four. That established that submission and began to tell the story that at this blood and guts match, you have to submit or quit. So that was really smart, progressive thinking in the future storytelling. So
I didn't catch that, so thank
for you, Matt, that I can pass on to you. Also, another great segment that told this whole story. You forgot to mention how the show opened, which was actually a promo with the Young Bucks and Adam Page, where Page was talking about he has a partner tonight because Kenny's hands broke. He don't know who he is. And he had some great interaction with Matt, where he told Matt, I wouldn't tag with you if you were the last person on earth, but maybe I'll use your brother. So then they kick into this Cody match, which was pretty good. So those were all important story aspects. About the match itself, and I know Hamin has heard this, I thought it was a good little match, solid opener, kept my attention the whole way through. Both of those guys know what the fuck they're doing. We had Lance Archer walking out with Jake during it and kind of watching from the crowd, telling that story. But what I enjoyed about this match is this match, Hamin will know this term, this match was a backdrop for the business that would come after, being the Inner Circle beatdown. That was the business. The whole reason for that segment was to lead to the end of Cody winning with the figure four and then these guys coming out.
It was the bridge to the next segment.
But I've been told by some very educated producers, and I disagree with what I've been told by them. I've been told by a lot of people that when your match is a backdrop for a larger angle, it doesn't matter what you do in the ring, and you don't have to do a lot. You don't have to think about spots or whatever. I like the fact that Cody and Ortiz still put on a damn good match, and then you got this fucking thing after. For me as a performer, I can never, Pops will agree to this, I can never dial it in. I don't care if my match is 5 minutes or 30. I want to give the audience my best and I want to entertain them. So I really respect the fact that though this was a backdrop, those boys still went out and did their shit. They didn't have a nuts match, but they went out and had a good, entertaining match.
Well, mailing it in, too, stooges off the bigger business that may be a shocking surprise that's about to happen because you have to draw them in this way, so the lightning strike of what the bigger thing that's going to come down, the oh my god moment, means more, because if you're just mailing it in, we're kind of expecting something bigger to happen, aren't we? So you're taking away from the magic by you know, giving 70% or whatever, because you might want to protect yourself, but you can work safe and work around things. That doesn't mean dumb down your performance ever. Always play to the height of your intelligence, always, of what your character's intelligence is anyway. This I like the figure four. I like that storytelling stuff, absolutely, that you laid out there. Arn keeps popping me by putting the thing over his mouth for some reason. That makes me laugh every time. Like, he's a defensive coach. Like, that's not good. Like, that's going to be the difference maker, but I like it. He's doing his thing. I like when Arn squared off on the outside to, like, come the fuck on, and he was the bait there for the dive. Okay. I do have a problem with Lance Archer and Jake the Snake here, dude.
Really?
Yeah. Jake cuts a killer promo last week. The dark one, the guy I'm with. Now they're just going to come out and sit him at fucking ringside, dude? You got 4 weeks of reveal to build till who it is, Lance Archer, dude. Like, we just shotgun this. He looks like a biker sitting at ringside with Jake Roberts. Like, there's no mystique. You just killed fucking a month of TV to where his debut should be on the pay-per-view, and he's the monkey wrench, the twist in the story that fucks over Cody in whatever he's doing in the front ground. He's the backdrop of the bigger story to pivot. Instead, we just had him out there, and he was going to jump, and Jake goes, no, not now. Now's not the time. Come back. Oh, okay, we'll just eat some more nachos and sit here at fucking ringside while these guys come out and get their shit on Cody. So after they get their shit on him, I'll get my shit on him next week.
I did expect him to jump in on the beatdown.
Bad storytelling, dude. If anything, if they're gonna do at least that, which is still wrong, they bring him over and are beating him right in front of Jake and fucking him, and they're just no selling, and they just talk back and forth like nothing's happening right in front of them.
You wanted to see a little more interaction with them.
Otherwise, they just blew Lance Archer. They did exactly what WWE did. John Morrison's going to WWE. When do we get to see John Morrison? On a fucking
Backstage.
SmackDown where they want to get an interview with The Miz. He opens The Miz's locker room door and goes, he can't talk right now. And people are like, oh, John Morrison, da, da, da. And it's about The Miz, and they close the door. That's how they brought back John Morrison. This, they set it up for who's it going to be? A big Lance Archer. Hey, Lance Archer sitting in the second row. Oh, with the marks? You mean Lance Archer, the big fucking star? You can sit here with the marks and fucking Jake Roberts, and then we don't do anything with the story? Dude, terrible. Like, this is where somebody needs to step up and clap them down. How is Arn Anderson and Jake Roberts in this fucking segment and that wrong storytelling is done? Way too much going on. Way too much.
I got a theory on this. First, I want to address your Arn comment. I like Arn more and more every week.
Me too.
And the way Cody involves him, they got something good going. Here's my theory on the Lance Archer thing. AEW, and I think this comes from Cody's mind, who was as big a fan of WCW as I was as a child. I've noticed they've taken a lot of the good elements about WCW.
Yeah,
and
guys
integrated
showing
them
up and
into
being
the
in
show.
the fucking crowd. Is that
Right.
where you're going? Yeah.
So look at how WCW used to debut. I remember when the NWO was still exclusive and hot. First time you saw DiBiase and Waltman was in the crowd or in a shot like that. When they debuted Raven, a performer that we both liked. Same thing, our friend Stevie Richards.
With the
I
flock,
believe the first time we saw him was in the crowd. And I think they're going to, last week, they got a lot of flack in Denver because they didn't bring Archer and he was advertised and people thought Matt Hardy was coming and he didn't. So I think what they might be doing, my theory is they're doing the WCW booking with Lance. We'll see where they go. But my theory is they're holding off the pomp and circumstances for Matt Hardy. Maybe they were like, we can't give this to two people. That's going to Matt Hardy.
They tried to make it dark. If they wanted to do it, all they needed was Jake at ringside. And Jake is talking to somebody on the phone and he's pointing to fucking Arn and he's saying like that, like over there. You know what I mean? And that's all we need, dude, to shotgun this guy's fucking debut. And he's not in the ring. You got to give him the high point. It's his debut. He's got to be the high focus. Instead, he's sitting with the marks and acts like he's going to jump. And then he doesn't jump or do any action. So he looks like he's not a man in control and he needs Jake Roberts to fucking tell him what's right when Jake is just a champion for him to... Dude, it's not going to sell for it. It's not the way you introduce a character at all. It was completely wrong and it shouldn't even have been in this fucking segment.
Would it have made more sense to debut him last week after the promo lights go out or something, and then Archer comes up from behind and attacks him?
Jake Roberts just did the promo last week. Jake Roberts is a mega star. He's better than everybody on that, and he's been through high and low, and people can shit on him or whatever for whatever reasons, as a piss drinker or whatever. I don't care. But, this had the internet talking. It's about Jake Roberts being coy and when's it going to happen. Jake Roberts' whole thing is being a psychological master. Him sitting at ringside is enough to get in Cody's head where that should have been whatever. And then these guys come down and then Jake can just laugh at him after those guys beat him down. We don't need to do anything and hang up the phone. We get weeks and layers out of this shit.
Peel back the onion.
Dude. So bad.
What if it turns out to be a Russo and it's not Lance Archer?
It's not, bro. They with fucking
that
dark,
one got you.
Dark
Russo
Order
strikes again.
Fucking the dark if she comes back out with a knife and starts cutting girls' hairs off, then I'll sell for that. So
okay, I got one more important note about this match that I want to point out. I don't know if you guys have picked this up. I think this is kind of next level observation. I really studied last night what Brandy was wearing. She had on, and I don't mean this in a sexy way, she's a good looking woman, but here's what I'm getting at. She had on like a long, kind of conservative Nightmare Family shirt. She had on some shorts that, show her legs. She's got good legs, and shoes that show her legs. Mm-hmm. But her hair was tied back in almost like a little girl, innocent apple pie kind of way. So I think they're really focusing on the presentation of Brandy now as like all American girl, and they've shifted
Didn't
1,000%.
her blouse though have his neck tattoo on it?
I don't know. I didn't.
It did on the front of it. So to me, all I noticed was that she was selling for the tattoo that fucking she said she didn't like. Now this week she's coming out with it on her chest, bro.
But just think about the darkness and the light, right? Somebody comes out in black, someone else comes out in white. The angel versus the devil.
Sure.
I think they're really going through great lengths, and I saw that by what she wore to just erase that. And now Brandy's all American girl till they go somewhere else.
I'm down with that. I like her in the sexy Zelina Vega shit. I think she's got the bikini body. She's super hot. You know, kind of the 2020 Miss World look, you know what I mean? Could be from multiple ethnicities, extremely well spoken and educated, like that kind of shit. I like empowered instead of trying to fit the cosplay mold or what we're trying to do, but they do put a lot of thought into it, so I got to give them fucking all the props on that shit, man.
Yeah, Matt, we had some good post-match business after that. After the match.
Also like fucking Double A looking like Mike Ditka. That's more of that. Give me more of that. Sweater vests.
Yeah, as I kind of mentioned, you know, Santana hit Cody with the sock full of baseballs, and then the rest of the Elite, you know, they came out to stop the beatdown. We then get a Titantron appearance from Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. Jake Hager, they're in the back. They pinned Nick Jackson under the sliding door.
Look at the mic.
Sliding garage door. Sorry. Sliding garage door. And they also showed Nick Jackson in the back, and, you know, he's been crushed. He's got blood coming out of his mouth. Cody, Matt, Kenny, and Cody then runs to help Nick, and then he's stretchered out and taken away in a ambulance. So, yeah, it was a pretty cool backstage setup. A little WWE-ish, but, I mean, that's just wrestling in general. I mean, WWE and wrestling, they all kind of wrestling copies everything, right? So, but I liked the whole ambulance thing, and I like the fact that Cody and Matt got in a separate car. So at least it left me open to the possibility that they can come back because they got their own vehicle. So that was a nice little breadcrumb.
AEW just announced too that Matt's out of the big match too, so there's going to be a hole open. So that just came out on the sheets.
Matt or Nick?
Or excuse me, Nick, not Matt.
So that'll probably be filled either by, I would assume, Mox based on the JR interview, or maybe they could stick Darby Allin in because he's got the beef with Sammy Guevara.
It says Dustin here.
Or Dustin too,
because of his beef.
The only thing I didn't like about that segment was that they came in with Matt already down, Nick already down. I don't like that concept anymore because it's been so overused. They combined, like you said, a WWE style thing. That's what WWE would do. Not that WWE's wrong. That's just how they do shit, with an NWA style. When Cody ran back, he had that realism that, like, when Ricky Morton got his face burned and all the baby faces are running to the locker room, chaos trying to help him. Cody's acting was really strong here, and he was saying things like, we don't know what we're doing. Don't touch him. He's calling for different people to do stuff. The boys were doing a pretty good job acting, looking concerned.
Yeah.
So I thought the end of that was just such a home run. But I want to see less of that come to the locker room with the guy down. I want to, because everyone knows it's fake. Everyone watching knows he didn't get touched and he had an easy night. He just laid down. So I want to see the attack. I want to see what happened to him.
Yeah, imagine if we just gone in the grocery store and you just saw Booker T down after Stone Cold beat him up. That would have been boring, right? You want to see the fight? I don't know. All right, moving on here. We go to the next match, or the next segment here with AEW. But the match itself was a female match, four-way or tag match, because they had a lot of tag matches here tonight on AEW, trios and tag matches. We have Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander taking on Nyla Rose and Bea Priestley. You know, Bea Priestley is not I wouldn't say she's like bad looking in any way, but the glasses that she wore out tonight during her entrance, like, they're so big, and the way her face is positioned, it kind of looked like she was wearing those Mr. Magoo style big frame glasses with the big nose and the mustache. I don't know. That might be a poor choice in the color or the frame style of her facial figure. I'm not trying to be a douche, but that was something that I noticed initially when they came out. So Priestley and Rose rushed Statlander and Shida right away in the match. They sent Statlander out of the ring, left Rose in the ring alone with Shida. Those two, she had a shoulder block, kipped up, got back in the face. Now Rose hit a clothesline, slammed her down, leg drop, covered her, kicked out. But toward the end of the match, we see Shida pick up Nyla, showed her her power by hitting the Michinoku driver, and then Bea Priestley saved the count. And then the conclusion of this match, we see the win, Nyla Rose and Bea Priestley after Nyla Rose hits the crazy spear on Shida and then hits the Beast Bomb. So Nyla Rose picking up a pretty strong victory here after becoming the champion after, not the best promo a couple weeks ago, but they're definitely pushing her as the Beast. But after the match, we did see kind of Priestley attack Nyla, and she picked up the belt and kind of threw it down at Nyla itself, kind of taunting her with it. What'd you think of this?
The best two things about this match, I thought it had a really great and tight finish. The finish was Nyla's going for the power bomb on Shida. She tells Bea Priestley to go to the top, presumably to give her double knees, clothesline, whatever, to double team the power bomb. Shida ends up Rana-ing Nyla, then runs up and gives Priestley a nice superplex. Bea's selling the perfect right timing, and she actually executed the spear like she should. There comes Nyla, bang, cleans her clock, power bomb, 1, 2, 3. I thought it was real tight, and it was an exciting finish. The other spot I thought they did really well, and the psychology was good. At one point, Sheeta's selling in the ring. Nyla runs in and hits Statlander off the apron to the ground. Then she puts Shida up on the ropes to do that jumping knee she does off the top. And right there, I'm thinking to myself, man, Statlander needs to run in the ring and hit her or something. She's going to be buried if she just stays down. As Nyla's about to hit that knee, Statlander pulls Shida out of the way. Mm-hmm. So that was really smart on their end. The match was all right. We had some good moments. It was a little hard for me to watch Priestley because it seems like she came out of nowhere. She was there a few times, but I don't know much about her now. She just seemed like the odd person out because we're seeing all these other people on TV all the time. So it was just something I had to get past watching the match.
I think she made her debut on the cruise. I think that's kind of when they had her pop up, if I recall correctly. But yeah,
she's been on infrequently, and right. I don't think I've seen her on TV. If she was on the cruise, maybe she was on TV once, but I don't think she was on. I remember her early in the series being on. There was this weird spot. I got to point this out. I said the good stuff where Priestley, all she's trying to do. I mean, if you saw this, I know you were reacting to it. All she was trying to do was get set up in a position where Statlander could do that variation of the side slam kind of move that she does. Yeah. And the spot was Priestley is thrown to the buckle. She's just supposed to kick off the second rope to get to a turnaround and standing position where she's facing Statlander and Statlander catches her. Well, she fucks it up on the first time and kicks Statlander. Statlander starts selling. So instead of just going up to the ropes, putting herself there and going to jump off at her, she tries the same thing and fucks it up again. And then Statlander does the move and she's not really there and it was half-hearted. So lesson to her for if she's listening or any other wrestlers, when something gets fucked up, don't try to go right back to it. You know where it's going at the end of the day. All she had to do was take that move. So figure out a different way and get there because it hurts the match when that happens.
I agree. That exact spot made me go, she's rotten. Not ready for TV. Like, looks cute, whatever. This shine, shimmer, I'm not trying to knock your chick because I know she works with a lot of these girls, so I'm not trying to rough any of their careers up here. But, they get put over because that's their little playground. Doesn't mean that all of them are good. Doesn't mean they're ready for TV.
Correct. And some are very, very good.
Some are, absolutely. I'm not going to say they're not. But because they got a little following because of that, that's what's getting them these signed-on deals, and they're not the best worker for the job. And unfortunately, situations like this are what's going to expose those decisions. Everybody in here did a decent job, though. I'm not going to be like, terrible. Nyla did a lot better than I've seen her. Statlander looks rehydrated and ready to go after beating the flu. That probably helped a lot. I did like that pull-down spot in the knee. Nyla with the big roll-through right there. Very impressive athleticism. I don't care who, what, the other, you want to say. I didn't like Nyla coming off her feet on the big suplex, though.
I agree. I thought the same thing.
Dude, she hits her with the side pseudo suplex. I go, no. You go for it, lock it down, boom, that's where the heat is, and then nobody's aging it there. especially with the size. And here's JR again, being JR, doing his job as best he can, but also a generational dude, 30 years far advanced of what's going on in society. Nyla Jackson's a big, powerful, strong woman with more power than 200 pounds than anybody else. Well, that's because of genetics versus identity. But JR can't say that. He's just trying to put her over as a big, powerful woman. But the underlying argument that is in the Dynamite with the fuse lit, ready to explode in his lap is all right there. Saying it without saying it. We're saying it. You know what I'm saying? No,
I know what you're saying.
The only other
what I'm
thing
saying.
that I
No,
thought
saying.
we could have. The only other thing I thought that we could okay, right there that I thought we could have done without was that Falcon Arrow or Michinoku, whatever the night.
Oh, you can't go without the Falcon Arrow Michinoku fuck off. Come on.
That's wrestling 101.
Dude, you must have missed Rip's class that day. We were doing Michinoku Falcon fuck offs.
I did. And last important note I want to give you guys from this match.
I would
you
love
guys don't watch the
love to
TNT
see
version.
Hog Wild give you a Michinoku fuck
I
off.
would never let Hogwild give me anything. I wrestled him a few times and literally took like a body slam at most. I would not let him give me anything. You guys don't watch the TNT version, and I do. There was an important note. Right before this women's match started, it had an NBA commercial advertising tomorrow's games on TNT.
Oh, yeah,
I read last night that NBA was canceled. I don't know if that announcement came before or after AEW, and it was just a fuck up on TNT, but I just found that interesting. They were advertising a basketball game when it's national news that basketball is postponed or canceled.
I could probably answer this question. It's already been paid for. It's already automated. It's in the system. It's playing. Like master control operator who's running that board. Unless traffic manager came in and said, pull this commercial out, it stays in the list. It'll get updated the next day. I mean, that's what I would think personally.
There you go. I got my answer.
Yeah. Because that's the same thing too when we were still airing Mike Bloomberg commercials after he dropped out. I'm like, why are we still airing Mike Bloomberg? And they were like, he dropped out. He paid for it. We're airing it. I was like, okay. Video package next. Speaking of a video package, spoof here. I thought this was really funny. We have Christopher Daniels. He's in a video. He's got the whole, background montage the Dark Order likes to use. It says the Dark Order was unstoppable until they ran into SU. Now they're trying to convince us there is an exalted one that will fix everything. But that one person doesn't exist because the Dark Order sucks. Thought this was kind of funny. By the end of it, he basically challenged both members of the Dark Order, Stu Grayson and the other guy. I'm sorry, his name is slipping my mind right now. Evil Uno. And he's going to prove that after he beats both of them, there is no exalted one. And then you see an After Effects Dark Order come up, a graphic that's and then under it says Dark Order sucks. Thought this was funny. This was a good way to use Christopher Daniels, in my opinion. What did you think of this, Silvio?
It's okay.
You didn't? Oh, I just thought it was okay.
That's all I got. I like it.
I was entertained by it.
It was all right.
They had to do something to save and get him back over entertaining wise. Do the monologue 3 times in 3 different outfits. Cut it together in front of a green screen. If that's what you got, at least somebody try to do something. It's a hell of a lot better than Mike and Maria Kanellis at a gynecologist appointment when there's a fucking wall that is made out of a curtain with a picture hanging from it. At least you're fucking trying. And he got it back over in the recap. So if anybody's tuning in, I guess it did serve the story. It was still a little like, I don't think they know where they want to go with it even still. So this was just a little wrestle crap kind of moment. And it did what it needed to do to fill time.
I don't know, any promo that starts off with like that Troy McClure style. Hi, I'm Troy McClure.
Yeah.
You've seen me in such movies such as.
Yeah.
So that popped me that he started that off. But we moved on to our next match afterwards. This is a trios tag match now. So we've got MJF, the Butcher and the Blade, taking on the Jurassic Express. MJF kind of brags with his shirt open. I pinned Cody. So that's kind of how that starts off the match. We get Luchasaurus to start the match. Though.
Sorry, can I stop here? Because is there something I don't know about that? Why they're doing a trios? Is there for the pay-per-view? Is there a thing or no? Am I just?
They haven't really announced anything. I think they've been highlighting trios more lately. I'm speculating at some point we're going to get a trios tag team title, but I mean, Because I remember I mentioned
well,
all those
this is the
factions
thing
last
because
week.
I didn't know why. Yeah, I know you did, but like this is wrong. This is wrong. Otherwise, I had to ask that. Why the fuck is MJF in this, bro?
Oh, well, he did cut that promo last week where he said that a teeny tiny Marco stunt and a
That's
Jungle
fine.
Boy, blah, blah, blah. That's really all we had,
Back
just
off
based on
just a
that.
hair for me. Your mic goes like hot and then cold. It's so weird.
It was last week's promo, MJF, when he talked about teeny tiny Marco stunt and Jungle Boy, whatever he called them. So that's the only basis for this match.
Dude, he's coming off the highest profile feud aside from Jericho Moxley. To throw him in a 6-man, you just lowered his stock price, even though he gets the win in this via submission after all the fuck offs and he looks like a heel. Yeah, but dude, that like you don't this guy is in your top 3. You don't just put him in a shitty 6 out of nowhere for a promo off of last week. I get it what you wanted to set up booking wise, but I was like, what? I just look at him in a way as a way bigger player than this match.
I think the answer to your trios question, trios wrestling is pretty popular in that genre of wrestling that AEW presents, and kind of that all of the different promotions that do a similar style to them. Trios is fairly popular. I know Ring of Honor had 6-man titles. I don't know if they still do. So I think they're trying to establish that as a thing. And the only logical reason I could see why MJF was involved, yes, the Marco Stunt promo, but he's been involved for a while with Butcher and Blade. Like we've talked about, I've pitched some angles I'd like to see them do. So I think they're just slowly starting to see what they could do with that package of them being whatever, hitmen for MJF or whatever they turn out to be.
Yeah, so the bunny distracted the referee, as you mentioned. MJF is able to take advantage and lock in the Salt of Earth armbar onto Marco, forcing him to tap out. Winners of this match, MJF, the Butcher, and the Blade, that faction. But there really wasn't anything that came afterwards, right? Like, I mean, MJF didn't really cut a scathing promo, or there wasn't really anything to like move forward him and anything with the Butcher and the Blade. So I think to Ben's point, it kind of was just put together coming off the hottest feud he's been on.
This match was an interesting choice. If you guys noticed, they had big man Luchasaurus taking the heat,
dude,
which was interesting.
Okay, go ahead. I had something to point. There was something I wanted to point out, but go ahead.
And then Jack gets the comeback. Jungle Jack Perry. Jack Perry does a great fiery comeback. Then it gets to something with Marco that kind of gets kerfuffled, and it turns out that they hit some kind of double team with Jack doing like a handspring and knocking someone off the apron while Marco did a DDT. The crowd didn't seem to mind. They came up for it. Then Luchasaurus does a step up, flip dive to the floor, and he's in the ring doing moonsaults and stuff. Again, interesting choice to make after the heels had worked over his knee.
That's what I was going to point out. Yeah, they were working over that knee, and then he did that step up, flip over, and I was like, what? Like that? He just... I don't know. Go ahead, Ben. You look like you're
working that knee, and he shuffles him across the ring to do a dinosaur stepping spot after they work hot. The big man is getting heat worked on him, and his hope spot is to tag to 2 tiny little midgets who have to come in and fight 3 full-size men who could beat up the giant big man. This is wrong. Wrong wrestling. Yeah, Jungle Jack did a great little job of what he could do to come in and put the spotlight on him to fire up and get all the babyface shit in. But, dude, Rip would have rang the bell in the first 2 minutes of this shit, being like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You work the heat on the little underdog guys because you want to see the big man come in and fucking lay waste to everyone. Then the heels can out heel if they need to. Baby faces come back up, hit their tandem shit. The little guys get back over, make the fucking heels slip on a banana peel and look stupid. Big man comes in to go kill them. They heel out with a nut shot, whatever. But you don't start working heat on the fucking big man in this team ever. Ever. How this made it to TV like this, I have no idea. And like everybody needs a fucking finger wag in their face on this one. Big man, Dino, you got the fucking gimmick. Do not let anyone ever bury you like this again. You need to know your spot and to protect your business, especially when you're working with these two who, imagine they're little dinosaurs and other dinosaurs are trying to beat up your baby dinosaurs and you're the mama or daddy dinosaur. What are you going to come and do? Once you hear their cries of help, you're going to come in and fuck over the other dinosaurs, not take him out and then we're going to go fight the babies and the babies will beat us.
It was an interesting choice. Had I been producing it, I would not have had Luchasaurus take the heat for that reason that you said. Pop of the night, however, came from Marco Stunt when he started fucking laying into MJF in the corner with the Steve Austin stomp and mudhole. The crowd went nuts. He did it twice, and good line from JR. Marco's pissed. That was literally the pop of the match.
Yeah, that got me, dude. He's
However,
pissed.
what that led to was Bunny popping up, Jack Perry getting pushed off the top rope by Blade, and then MJF spins Marco around, who was watching all this, and tapped him out. AEW's done this a couple times, and I'd like to see them move past it. I don't think MJF needed to capitalize on a distracted Marco. I think Marco should have been facing him. MJF punched him in the face and submitted his little ass.
That needs,
he didn't need to slip over on Marco.
No need to heal for the purpose of healing on that fucking guy. Just be a mean little fucker and then wait on the break. Come on, let him go. Let him go. Fuck you, I'll let him go.
Right. My most important note of this match, of the overall picture, I think there were some issues with the chemistry between Butcher and the Blade and Jurassic Express. There were just a lot of timing and some missteps. It didn't seem like, and that's why you guys are saying like, well, the match wasn't really much. I don't know why it was there. A large part of why it came off that way was there wasn't much chemistry involved with those guys at that time.
Dude, they could have played midget toss with little dude to go over and tag Jack. Make him tag, come in, heat on Jack. Jack gets his little more fire-ups, but they still beat the shit out of him. Toss him back and forth to show the big man how badass Butcher is and how lethal Blade is. Beat him down. Let MJF come in, slap him around, tag the big man back in so Butcher gets on him again. Till we finally get the fucking hot where Dino comes in and kills everybody. This shit is paint by numbers easy with what you got there. You didn't make your heels at all because they're doing comedy spots for the dinosaur guy getting dragged across the fucking ground when those guys should be murderers. And we don't get to see him murder anybody. Instead, Jungle Boy swings in to fucking beat everybody up. Wrong. Pepper. I know Pepper knows better than this. MJF has to know better than this. I just can't sell for it. I want these guys to succeed so bad. And then I'm just scribbling notes going, how the fuck is this even possible? And it's not some Baskin-Robbins 31 flavors of ice cream argument. It's the right way to do wrestling versus exposing the business bad and making your segment 40% of what it should be in the precious TV time that you've been given to get over and become a star. You gotta know how to do things the right way. Don't try and reinvent the wheel and tell me it's a circle when it's a square. Wrong.
And still no win for Butcher and
Still
Blade.
no heat. Still no heat.
I'm gonna start a petition out. Why could they have just let Butcher or Blade pin Marco or Jack or somebody? Just give those boys one win. Let's get some steam behind them.
Dude.
They got so much upside and potential. I love the pairing. But come on, AEW. I'm with you. I'm pulling for you guys.
Here's a good moment.
Wins.
Yeah, I'm not gonna leave on a bad note here. I'll stooge it. You said it on the show. One thing we can control, or Rip says, is our promos and our bodies. And you reached out and privately, Marco Stunt said thank you for saying that because you do it in your socio-positive way, not the dickhead way I do things. But fucking, I will say Marco Stunt is getting in better shape. You can see it. It's tough to see on a small frame, but he is fucking putting in the work. Yep. Nothing happens overnight. So good on him, man, saying, hey, this is my shot, and I'm listening to all the good advice I can get. And I noticed it. I don't know if you did or not.
He's a good kid.
Yep.
I got a lot of time for Marco.
Well, somebody who does have heat, Britt Baker comes out. She says that she's happy to give Tony his favorite coffee. Says she would wanted to give him a beer, but apparently you can't have that in boring old Utah. Says she sees plenty of sugar because many people have a very high BMI.
Let's stop right here, dude. They are cutting to the fucking crowd perfectly.
Yep.
Go like
hilariously perfect.
Hilariously, like they had also up the biggest, fattest fucks. They had all the inbred. She makes a joke about because they're in Utah, Mormon, inbred, all that shit. They cut right to the goofiest looking fuckers, cross-eyed, fish-eyed son of a bitches they could, and it's 100% shoot. You know, I as much as Britt Baker, and there was some weak outs at the end of her promo. This shit was right on time with some real heel. Let me get the cheap heat, but fucking say some pretty foul shit about Mormonism without saying Mormonism in the Church of Latter-day Saints, about saying having child brides and marrying your cousin and polygamy and what it fucking leads to. And then here's examples A, B, and C in the fucking crowd. Mwah! Production level. I love that kind of shit, dude. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so the line she says, as she looks around, she notices that this might be a very big family reunion because a lot of people there look alike. Yeah, a Big Swole comes out. I don't know, maybe what, in the comparison from last week to this week, but man, Big Swole was looking good to me tonight. Anyway, so she comes out. She says that, she's been hearing talks all these weeks, and she's got a news flash for her. Tony Schiavone doesn't even like her. Britt says that Swole's irrelevant, and the best wrestler, the reason she's relevant is because of her boyfriend. Big Swole holds up her finger and says that she's married, baby. And then Britt takes Tony's coffee and tosses it into the face of Swole before running to the back. Silvio, what do you think of this fired up Britt Baker Swole feud they got moving here?
Again, MSG, I got to smack you on the wrist a little bit. You left something out that ties into all this. Prior to that, we saw a Darby Allin interview. And in that Darby Allin,
it wasn't an interview. It was like a quick 10, 15 second video package, right?
It was a quick VTR where Darby had a Jericho cardboard cutout on his face. And then you saw a human put in a body bag and being dragged through a field by a pickup truck. Now, here's where it ties in. I couldn't tell as the viewer whether Darby was dragging him, getting himself dragged for some reason because he's crazy and Darby, or if he was dragging another human. So it was very confusing. Then immediately after that short video, it cuts to a guy in the crowd who had the most confused look on his face ever. And I was like, fuck, that guy feels like I do. I laughed. Then when Britt said the incest line, they panned to that exact same guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
fucking
money.
good. It was good.
About Big Swole, however. So let's talk about that. Swole comes out. She is in great shape. You were right. I put in my notes. Swole comes out in great shape. She says the he don't even like you line. Britt was referencing Cedric Alexander, who is married to this lady, Swole.
I didn't know that.
And so, I know you're into this kind of thing. Is there something to that? We know a lot of fans are angry about Cedric getting some opportunities and then being shuffled right back down the ladder.
He was on Raw this week and got jobbed out in a cold match out of nowhere. He was just back on TV and with new gear and then fucking went under.
So there could be something to read there whenever his contract's up. The one thing I didn't like about this, I thought Britt did good. I got a soft spot for her now. I like this character. Only thing I didn't like is
she caught something here. She caught a little, not coronavirus, but she caught the id of what this should be, where it's starting to go. Her go-homes weren't there. Like, she'd look and mug at the camera, and it was like a weird awkward. She did it twice. But when she was in there of like really getting on the crowd for what it is, cheap heat-wise, I don't give a shit. Like, she was feeling it, and I was with it too, and especially the fucking cuts. Are going to make it. If they can keep playing that game out in certain cities, that shit'll work.
Yeah, she did great. Only thing I didn't like about this interaction is that Britt throws coffee in Swole's face, and Swole just kind of starts like pulling it out of her eyes with her hand.
And they're saying it's hot.
And Britt scurries off. So let's say it was cold coffee, right? How long would it take if somebody throws a drink in your face? You're lunging for them. So conceivably, and Britt didn't sprint off. she kind of like tottered off.
Yeah.
So I found it strange that Swole didn't go to attack her. On the other end of this, we could have had a hot fucking NWA angle and got so much heat on Britt. Had it been really hot coffee and Swole goes down, grabbing the eyes, selling,
Screaming,
somebody comes out, putting a towel over her eyes, we could have got heat out of it, and we didn't get that.
We got eye patches backstage we can reuse. I mean, we got all kinds of shit we can repurpose.
Yeah, that's a good point because JR was putting over on commentary that's hot coffee, folks, but it wasn't really hot. I mean, if I've been hit with hot coffee on my hands, you don't just go, oh, that doesn't hurt. You know what I mean? There definitely should probably have been more of a reaction on her end from the coffee segment. Next up, we have the next match, though. We do have the Death Triangle, their first match as a trio. So another trios match here versus Private Party and Joey Janela. Curious that they went back to back with the trios here, but Chaos kind of to start this match. Joey Janela, after we just talked about him last week, not appearing on AEW Dynamite, here he is this week in a match to help put over this newly formed tag trio, this faction. Ultimately, though, the winner of this match, as we see Pentagon putting Janela in the corner, Pac hits Janela with the Black Arrow to pick up the victory. There's some cool spots throughout the match. Private Party hit that gin and juice with I apologize here, with Janela catching it and then him doing the Death Valley driver. That was a cool spot. You pointed out Quinn. He had some pretty cool moves here in the match itself. He had like a German suplex, but then he flipped out, was able to tag in Janela. I like that sequence. And then we saw the Mark Quinn flip up and over and Janela pack onto the Pentagon. So, but yeah, great match. I thought I liked it. You guys, Ben, you were kind of putting over Private Party before we kind of started.
I was. And, the one kid, forgive me, the one who wears the pink kind of 70s outfit. The other one looks more sporty.
That's
the vest.
Sorry?
The one that wears
the vest gimmick.
Coattails.
I like his sell out of like athletic things. He sets up for shit and they got cut off and he fucking dies in a pretty unique way. He reminds me kind of BKNY in the way that he works, but I like his stuff. Death Triangle look strong here, but I think I don't know if Janela and Marco Stunt are roommates or whatever, but I think Janela's taking it seriously too when he was putting heat on Twitter. So here he is kind of thrown back in to the mix with this. No reason to pair them together. Who knows if his thing in Mania will go off or not, but he looks like young Jericho more to me. He's cleaned up. He doesn't look like a scumbag. He's got new tights. Might be taking it serious. I don't really care about the angle with the X and all that. Let's see what we can get out of this guy. To me,
he's kind of died out, didn't it? He just chopped that.
Yeah, he's an interesting entrepreneur to me, and I think he can reach niche markets in a smart way. And I want to see. I'm interested to see what, if given opportunity, what he can make out of it. Death Triangle just looks like too much of a god, men versus boys here. Biggest problem overall, and how the hell is this happening? We just had a 6-man.
Yep.
We come back with another 6-man. That's what made me go, am I missing something on this show? And I go, what else was on? No, girls was a tag. Cody was a singles. Why the F would you book 2 6-mans back to back? Absolutely wrong.
So Death Triangle, in their debut together, they hit hard. Everything they did had some snap to it. And for their first outing, I thought they worked well together. Reviewing this match, man, I don't really want to talk about the moves and all this other stuff, because to me, I think this match centered around Joey Janela, and it really interested me. One, I will agree with you about him taking it more seriously. Joey looks in better shape. He has more of a chest now. He's losing a little bit of the arms, a little bit of the belly. His arms are getting a little bit bigger. So I think he might be stepping up his training. Now, what was odd to me is Joey worked this match like a regular babyface, and you could really tell he's trying to fit in with that kind of fast, spotty / technical style of AEW. However, to me, and let me say this, Joey did a good job holding up his end of the bargain offensively. However, last night, Joey Janela presented himself as the good boy, Joey Janela. He didn't do what got Janela over. He got noticed by jumping off a building, but that's not what got him over. What got him noticed was his attitude, his promos, the way he talks, walks, and acts. However, in this match, Joey was a white meat babyface. Throughout the entire match, the crowd was with him when he got in, and they stayed with him for the most part. But throughout the match, you'll see Janela a lot reaching out to the crowd with his hands. If you're watching this on video, like raising his hands and saying, come on, come up, come up, come up. He did some claps and stuff like that, which seems very out of character for the bad boy to do. So he was really, really, really trying hard to be a babyface. And to me, it did come across a little bit as pandering.
Do you think that's a good story, though, Sil? Because they know him as one thing, and here he is, a little more clean cut, but not really. And remind me of Jericho, so he's still got the bad boy edge. But what if that's his thing, where he's like, they don't want that guy. They want me to be AEW and elite, so I'm going to be an elite version of myself. And I'm going to, like, so, like, people can try and egg him on to go back to the scumbag. So when it's time to turn it up to a hardcore level, when it means something, he can. But the whole thing is him resisting being that guy while trying to be Mr. TV. Hey, I need to be on TV. Look at me. I'm working on my body. New gear. That's the old Joey. You don't want that guy. They want this Joey. Look at the face. Look at the hair. I'm using this hair product. Like get it over that he's trying to be commercial, but underneath we know he's still the scumbag.
If that's the angle, I'm okay with it. But as a performer, what I'm thinking is Joey knows he hasn't been highlighted much. Mm-hmm. And the way that you get a push in wrestling is determined by the audience and their reaction to you. Mm-hmm. So I think Joey just went out there and tried to wrestle like a regular dude, and he's clapping to the crowd. He's raising up to them many, many times. I think he was just trying to have this match where the crowd was into him so he could say, see, guys, look what I can do. Now, one bad thing about that, however, he wasn't the bad boy at all, as we discussed. But there was so many times that he reached out and told the crowd, cheer for me. I had a match overseas one time, and I had Tommy Dreamer watch it. And he put it over. He said, you did this and this really well. But after everything you did, you kept going to the crowd and like motioning with your hands, like, come on or whatever. He's like, you don't have to do that. Let them come with you organically. And then when I watched it back, I noticed that I was doing that. The crowd would have been with me regardless, but it's dangerous grounds when a babyface has to tell the crowd too much. Now's your time to cheer.
Yeah.
So Joey needs to figure out this character if he really wants to make it work.
I agree. I'm not big on the come on, bring him up and slap the fucking thing and pop, like to bring him back up. I've never been. I feel like that's always we don't have them, and we got to be like, come on, guys, we're working out here. Get with us, everybody. Give them a round of applause, everybody. They did good, didn't they? Like, I always feel like that's what that shit is. It's never like I'm really with it of like, I'm coming back up. Now it's always like, you know, whether it's Omega egging him on for the big shot or whatever, that just became a popular thing. It's something I don't ever have to deal with because I never do it. So I can see from a baby.
Joey did a lot of that in this match.
Yeah.
I noticed too that Janela was trying to, you know, work like a traditional AEW babyface. He had a few timing issues. I don't know if you guys caught this. A lot of times before he was waiting to either get bumped or for his spot, Joey kind of does that deer in the headlights sell a little bit where he's just standing there for a few seconds too long. Then he gets drop kicked or whatever. He could have totally seen it coming. So I think that's another area that Joey needs to tighten up on his game. They could do a lot with him. He's a great marketer, but I want to see that bad boy character come through. And I want to see him less trying to be like everyone else and use his talents and ability to be more Joey.
Good points, guys. I don't have anything else to add to that, as you guys are the pros here. And what you said there, I don't think it'd be argued with. So
they're not called Death Triangle, but we're calling them Death Triangle from now on.
Right. Backstage segment, we got Dustin. He's pissed. He's shown. He's dressed to wrestle. He says that he's going to be Hangman's partner tonight, whether he likes it or not, because he is sick of the Inner Circle. And tonight, they're going to kick their ass and get some cowboy shit done. I liked this. It was good. Dustin's great. I don't know if there's much more to say on that. We go to the interview segment. JR is now interviewing Jon Moxley. He comments that Moxley is not medically cleared to be at the arena. Moxley reminds them that he won the game because he's holding the title. JR says that the odds seem insurmountable, though, as it's a 5-on-1. Mox says that Hager hit him harder and faster than anybody's ever been hit by. Maybe a shot at Brock Lesnar. And JR says that it seems like a match between the two seems inevitable. JR asks what Moxley's plan is at Blood and Guts. Moxley says the Inner Circle is a hell of a time, or they're going to have a hell of a time with the Elite coming up. Moxley is in their blind spot. If they're as smart as they think they are, that should scare them. So kind of insinuating that he might interfere in this Elite, Inner Circle versus Elite match. Great promo. Anything that you have you do is to JR sit down segment. JR's I think probably the king of this interview process when it comes to professional wrestling, these segments. So, Mr. Silvio, what any thoughts on this before we move on to the main event?
Yeah, I liked it. I love JR doing those things. I thought Moxley had a real strong promo. Something that was weird about the show, and I don't know if you guys saw this or not, I was watching TNT, and as we transitioned from Dustin to this interview with Moxley, in picture, they showed Orange Cassidy come out with Best Friends, and they did the hug with Cassidy in the middle. That was pretty funny. And then I stepped away for a second to do something, and when I came back, Moxley was talking. So what happened? Why were Best Friends out there?
I think that's right. I apologize. I think what happened was after that last match with the Jurassic Express and the MJF and the Butcher and the Blade, they were beating down the Jurassic Express guys still, and I think the Best Friends came out during the break.
Yeah, right.
And then that went because they're kind of building. Oh no, it was Death Triangle. I'm sorry, they came out during the Death Triangle stuff. I apologize. I think you're muted, Ben. So they came out during the Death Triangle stuff. So that's what happened. They came out after the match because Death Triangle was beating down Joey Janela and Private Party. The Orange Cassidy came down slowly, and then they were just about to attack Orange Cassidy. He rolled into the ring, and then they did the hug for the crowd. But that's what kind of happened there.
That was weird.
Yeah, what was weird?
I don't know. It just muted me automatically.
You're just trying to take away your voice, sir.
Yeah.
Did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
No, that was just for the square off, for the angle that never should have happened between Orange Cassidy and him. So that was all that spot was for, and to get the hug shit in.
Yeah. That's why I kind of glossed over it, because it was just, the hug spot, if you will, for the crowd.
I was just confused. I didn't know why they were out there. I didn't see the interaction they had with Death Triangle.
It's interesting. I didn't know they cut that from the feed. Well, I guess it didn't really serve anything, right? So probably didn't really have any importance to anyone else. But as we mentioned, after the JR Moxley, now we've got the main event. So we got Sammy Guevara, Chris Jericho taking on Hangman Adam Page and Dustin Rhodes. I like the beginning of this match where you have, Dustin comes out and Hangman's arguing with Dustin, but Hangman inevitably, recognizes that Dustin, being the veteran that he is, he's someone that he can trust in the ring, that, he's not someone who's going to screw him over. So, begrudgingly decides to go ahead and let him be his tag partner, tags him back and forth in this match as an actual tag team would do, unlike when he tagged with the Elite a couple weeks back. Now, there's a spot in this match that I want to talk about. So Sammy came off the top. He drop kicked Dustin down. He put him into a pin. Ref gets to 2. The ref broke up the pinfall. Did you catch that?
No,
this happened at 48 minutes and 55 seconds into the second hour of the show. I timed it. I went back and watched the multiple times. He comes up on his hand, and rather than coming down for the third, he kicks Dustin's legs, or he hits Dustin's legs, and then Dustin kicked out. So the ref broke up this pin count. Has that ever been done? I mean, is that usually ever done unless it's some sort of storyline?
No. I must have just been too close or something.
Gotcha. Yeah, that just blew my mind. I've never seen that actually happen. So
again, referees need to tighten up, right?
Yeah. Well, Sammy tagged into Jericho. Jericho knocked Page to the outside of the ring. Jericho grabbed a beer from a fan who's mocking Page. Page hit him, took the beer, took a chug out of it until Sammy knocked him down. Later on in the match, we see Sammy going for a crossbody on Page. Page caught him, hits the fallaway slam. Page springboard to the outside, landing on Jericho. Then got back in the ring, walked around, gave a roundhouse kick. Conclusion of the match, though, we saw Page moonsaulting off the ropes onto the rest of the Inner Circle as they're not getting involved. And then Dustin nailed a destroyer on Guevara, which allowed Page to then get on the apron, hit the Guevara with the buckshot lariat, that move is totally over now, just like the stunner. And the winner of this match was Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho. So I'm sorry, Jericho. I'm sorry, Dustin. And anyway, After the match,
Dustin and Hangman Page.
Yeah, Dustin and Hangman Page. I apologize. But yeah, the Inner Circle then attacked Page and Dustin after the match, mauling them. And then we see Kenny Omega. He slowly comes out to help. Then Cody comes out to help. Matt finally does make his way out to help as they're dragging Hangman Page up the ramp like they're going to give him the power bomb. And after he kind of pseudo makes the save, flips off Hangman Page, which Hangman Page did to him the previous week. And then you see the Inner Circle get the upper hand attack, leaving Matt lane. And they're flipping off the camera as they kind of gloat and go off the air. What do you think of this, Mr. Silvio?
I like the pairing of Dustin and Page. Page is getting more over every week. He comes out doing this cowboy thing. He's drinking, sexy, belligerent, acting as if he had something to hide. You never know what's going on with the Hangman. Couple cool things about the match. Jericho does my favorite spot. I do it all the time at bar shows with the beer. And then, of course, you're going to get hit and spit it out. And then Page starts chugging the beer. That was pretty cool. Jericho hit his little springboard drop kick beautifully. He looked 27 years old again. Other notes I have, Sammy Guevara is carrying the ball very, very, very well. He's learning. I think Sammy is going to be a major player and a major heel in the coming years. I've been very pleased with his performance. Hangman was tight. We had the Destroyer buckshot combo for the finish, really good. But what I liked most about this was there were two angles in the post match. Angle one was the staggering in of the baby faces. Because of course, right when the Page and Dustin won, Inner Circle jumps in, starts whipping their ass. And like Hamin pointed out several weeks ago, when they did it the opposite way, they did it right, where one baby face comes in, starts getting ahead, bopping everyone around, then he gets shut down. So now the next one comes out and the numbers of the heels catch up to them. So they did that very, very well.
Yep.
And then they start taking Hangman to the back. And at this moment, I'm thinking, please don't do a carry out angle with Hangman. He's too hot. They pick him up for that power bomb, and I'm going, no, this will kill him. Do not make him sell this much. Then there's Matt. And I thought that was a beautiful story. Matt Jackson pulls him off, starts laying waste, super aggressive to the Inner Circle. Then he has that moment where he looks at Hangman, and you don't know what's going to happen. It was fucking beautiful. He flicks him off. Then the Inner Circle comes, attacks him. If there was one thing I could have changed about it, is just a little, I'm glad they didn't powerbomb him, but just a little less heat on Hangman. It's not time to injure him and make him vulnerable. He doesn't need to be sympathetic. He's doing the opposite of that. But I thought both angles in the post-match were well done, and the second one was fucking spot on.
Before Ben jumps in, I was going to say, to your point, when Matt initially made that save and he flipped off Hangman, maybe it would have been at that point, because Hangman's in the tunnel, he could have just backed out and left.
Could have fucked off. Yes.
Yeah, that might have been a good spot for him to save himself there rather than
or even Matt puts out his hand for a shake and Hangman
flips him off and leaves. Right, Mr. Hamin, your thoughts, sir?
I love this too, with the stories colliding. Yeah, Hangman might be sexy, but he can't teach me anything about the liquor when it comes to winning. I like that he did flip him off. This was the next level of story to bring it back. They're coming back from helping Nick. They're here in time. Heels thought they were up with the advantage after doing their shit, and it's getting paid off. And then it's even heels up at the end after the babyface run-in because of numbers game. So the story is really some almost the Outsiders shit to me, not Hall and Nash, but S.E. Hinton's the book, The Outsiders. The greasers or the cool guys can say fuck you to each other, but when it comes to fighting these guys, we gotta knuckle up together, even though I might hate you and we're still got beef on our side. And they told that pretty damn well compared to what I would expect from guys who are not really TV acting character guys. This scene came off very well. I'm not sure if it's Jericho helping to direct it or what it is, but everybody did their part and the timing was there. And I don't feel like there was a lot left on the table where I have to punch it up and be like, if they did this or that, it would have meant so much more. How they did it was pretty goddamn good and entertaining to send the show home. So I got really no complaints there when it comes to it. And a thread that started in the beginning, holy shit, actually paid off in the last 60 seconds of a show. It's an incredible feeling.
Before we go, they announced that next week there's going to be a 6-man tag match between the Inner Circle and the Elite. The winner of this match will decide the advantage for the Blood and Guts cage match. Now, we got some more information on that It's going to be 2 rings. Sounds like they're going to be side by side inside of a giant Hell in a Cell because it says the cage has a roof.
So it's War Games.
It's War Games, exactly. Of course, they can't necessarily call it that.
Were you there? Were you there, Sil, for OVW for that War Games that first summer? I don't know if you guys were there yet or not when Vladimir Kozlov and all them were in War Games.
Yes, and I was also in a War Games with your team at a house show somewhere.
Yeah. I just remember, do you remember when they had Kozlov and they tried to rib him with the fucking shoot handcuffs and they handcuffed him and he fucking freaked out. He's like, fuck this. And he broke out of shoot handcuffs.
Jesus. He was a badass.
Dude, he's a bad motherfucker. That's no bullshit, that story, dude. Like, he fucking flipped. Like, they were trying to rib him and he's like, fuck this. They left a little bit of like, play, not to where he couldn't, like, you know, his super cuffed. On one he was, and he just fucking, he broke the fucking gimmick in between, not the cuff itself.
Jesus.
Wow. Yeah. So sounds like that's going to be their, you know, they're going to give us a War Games match. How close, guys, are we? I'm getting really excited here. I think we're going to get a triple cage here in the future. A cage on top of a cage on top of another cage.
Will DDP
Two men enter. One man remain. It's all on the
line. Will they bring him in for it? That might be worth it. I mean, it's a little stupid reference and rib, but he's on the indies. DDP's
already there. Yeah.
DDP's already there. Like, there's a reason to. I could see MJF leading the way to get that done and being MJF versus fucking Buddy. That would be pretty good. That would sell some tickets, bro.
With DDP as the referee or something like that.
Something. DDP just has to be in Arquette's corner. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping we get a triple cage. That's been my dream as a wrestling fan, is to get that triple cage.
No, it's gonna
live.
Suck.
I will attend that event to see that triple cage.
Go back and watch some WCW. You could see it twice.
Yeah,
no, I know, but I was a little young at that time. You know, I couldn't understand the gravitas of the triple cage.
There isn't. It just sucks. It's for the movie. There's no stakes.
So,
it's all ruining my childhood.
Solid. I thought very solid show overall, mainly because of the story arc. AEW right now is, I think, leading the pack in in-depth storytelling. There were some misses along the way. There were some mistiming things, some technique things that could be improved. But I thought overall the show was pretty damn great success, and it was a great story. So I dug it. Good job.
Before we go, though, you know, you're watching NXT, Silvio, every week as well. You know, give us some insight, because I don't watch it on the, I mean, what are your thoughts on the Charlotte Flair showing up at NXT, right? She showed up last night. I saw that was online, and everyone was kind of
at the Performance Center. How'd it look? I didn't get a chance to see it.
You know what? I thought the crowd looked a little light, but I forgot it was at the Performance Center, and really it wasn't that noticeable, to be honest. It didn't look that much different.
Right on.
I only got to watch maybe 30 minutes of NXT. I got to catch up. But what I saw of it was pretty good. It's cool seeing Charlotte there, and it really is doing a lot for Rhea Ripley. I'm not quite sure how Charlotte feels about it, because I know she wanted to main event WrestleMania again. But we'll see. I think they have the potential to have a great match together.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, another edition of Light the Fuse. You can check out hackerhamin.podbean.com. You'll get a brand new episode of the Friday Locker Room, which Ben Hamin will probably produce here in the next 5 hours, and it'll be up tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And, of course, you can check out the Conspiracy Horseman this weekend. That'll be up as well. The New Force Order podcast is up right now. We've got the Smack Attack coming up. We've got Voices of Misery podcast this weekend. It's a new episode of The Infinite Fringe. Monday Locker Room is still up there. Wednesday Locker Room with Strangler Steve King, Andrew Bello. And, of course, Crow 777, Breaking Sal, or Junkyard. Oh, and I guess there's another new episode of Suck My Balls if you want to go down South Park Lane. So you can check that out. Ben, take us away, sir.
Yeah, man. Plenty of shows, obviously, here at hackerhamin.podbean.com. I wanted to say thank you to everybody who went to the BROASTERS.com and bought the official Russo Bro limited edition coffee out of the gate here. Looking forward to hearing your feedback on it. I know I've been drinking it like crazy, so I'm actually going to have a giveaway. I should have had it done for Friday locker room, but I'm still hammering out the rules. But I have a whole Russo Bro prize pack where you'll be able to win a Broasters shirt, the stickers, and a bag of Russo Bro coffee for yourself. And if you actually go and buy a bag, you're going to be 5 times more entries to win. So if you can show proof of purchase. So if you want to buy some now, you can go to thebroasters.com and get it. If not, you can just go follow at Coffee Broasters, and you'll be entered to win when I announce the rules here as I make them up as I go along. But yeah, man, it's been a good week here at Hacker Hamin. I'm pumped for everything that's going on. I do want to take a minute for Stooge Report. I talk about this in the locker room, but if you're listening to us live or hearing it Thursday before Friday, so you get the ultra kayfabe news, yeah, pal. Want to say a huge thank you to Jargo for the Monday locker room. He's going to be hanging up his spurs for a while, taking some family time, taking some time from being burnt out on wrestling, and from the Monday locker room. So we're going to switch up the lineup. But he's done so much here for us production-wise, the football stuff, hitting the marks, providing extra content. And, I can't say thank you enough for all the time and effort he's provided to help build the Hamin Media Group brand and be a great interactor. And he's not dying or going away. The door's open anytime he wants to come back. But right now, we're going to switch up the lineup, and he wants some time off. So happy to grant that. And say thank you for all that he's done. On the other side of that coin, introducing new talent, a veteran name who I have a lot of respect for, who I consider probably one of the best referee minds in the game, a great tag team champion mind, a great booker, a great commentator, a great director, a doctor of physical therapy. So many expert opinions of a guy who's been in the trenches, who has the exact same mind as Silvio and the exact same mind as me, and is one of Rip Rogers' closest sons, the man beast, Ted the Trailer McNailer, Nick Beckham. Dr. Nick is going to be joining us for the Monday locker room going forward after WrestleMania as we bring him in to the Hamin Media Group. It's going to be awesome, man, and just more and more knowledge and opinions that are going to be at an expert level to raise all of our users' way they look at wrestling and furthering the business. I'm pumped to get him to bring him on board, man.
Yeah, shout out to Jargo. Jargo, I talk to Jargo like every night. Jargo's a master control operator, so we talk all the time. So I'm not going to sit here and blab about how much I love Jargo because he knows how much I love him. But Jargo will still be doing the quarterly AEW review pay-per-views with me. Cool. I told him he can't go away with that, so he'll still be part of that. And I'm not going to stooge off anything, but, Jargo is our biggest New Japan guy. That might not be going away, so we might still be seeing some special New Japan podcasts from him.
Yeah, I just got to get the lineup right in my mind. Sil?
I'm going to be in Chicago actually this weekend, and I'm going to fucking wear a hazmat suit on the airplane getting there. I'm going with Jenna to a couple shows. Jenna Van Muscles is going to be appearing at Chicago Style Wrestling on Friday night. And then Berwyn Wrestling. At
the Eagles Club in Berwyn, baby. Yeah, right across the street. Saturday. Good taqueria right across the street, bro. After you're done working, go just right across the street and eat. It's worth it.
Yeah, I love a good taco. So I'm going to go check it out, support her, sell some merch, shit like that. Cool shit that I have working right now. I had a few fans that were messaging me asking me to buy some of my ring-worn gear and memorabilia and stuff. So I posted a bunch of that for sale on my Facebook page. A lot of it's sold already, but I have a pair of my Psychedelic Superstar tights that I've worn on Ring of Honor TV, won championships in OVW with, worn on TNA Impact. So just a pretty cool piece of my history. I got a few pieces left for sale. Hamin boys, just DM me and I'll hook you guys up. I'll give you a good deal on it. Also, March 22nd, I've got a really cool event coming up. I'm doing my next webinar with one of the men I respect most in pro wrestling, Marty Jones from the UK, World of Sport. He literally is one of the top 3 coaches, or 1A or 1B in the world. Last of a dying breed, much like Rip Rogers. When he's gone, there's going to be no one that can fill his shoes. So I get to sit under his learning tree again and work with him. We're doing a webinar for aspiring wrestlers. And the basis of this is going to be how to train, how to prepare yourself for a tryout. And he's going to tell you what NXT and NXT UK is looking for in talent. A lot of people may not know this, but Marty trained Regal. They have a close relationship. So Marty's recommendation goes a long way. So I recommend if you are a wrestler on the Hamin Media Group and you're listening to this, get your ass to that webinar and learn from Marty Jones. And I'll be there hosting the whole thing and passing some knowledge as well. So it's going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Excellent. I'll definitely pass that along to some of my proteges, Nick Sullivan and the couple other guys who definitely should be on it. You released a great piece of free content the other day. It's on my wall. It's in the Hamin Media Group. It's in the Brand Russo group. It's on Silvio's wall, you guys. He's putting out all these good psychedelic vibes, and it calms me down when I get a little bit too red in the face, man. So I'm glad to have him on my team and just to keep going back to the people I love the most and I came up with. And, like Sil said, I don't like to think when Rip's not going to be here one day, but that's the truth of all of our ending. Not to stooge off the finish, but the fact that now we can have me, Sil, and Man Beast. We've got Killer Kowalski's words flowing through Strangler Steve. Obviously Stevie Richards, from countless names that can give us this information. So, Jargo always going to be around, but a very cool new fresh start coming after WrestleMania. I'm glad you guys are hanging in for. Hamin returns Saturday night. Better write my jokes, moron. The 245 at Nicole's, be locals only, real old school. And then the 21st, I'm at the Awakening Scott Wilder Promotions, Water Villette, New York. Get to see our Ascension brother, APOC. They're going to be on the show, taking on the young up-and-comer. You might have heard of him, Tony Atlas and the Patriot. And then Alpha and Seek and I are going to eat some raw chicken and destroy the bathroom. So it'll be a good time all the way around, infidels, as it always is here. Twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman, AEW Light the Fuse Podcast, MSG, Chris Silvio, Hacker Hamin. YOLO.
Buy Silvio's pants.
Yes, by my fucking pants.
Buy his pants, sniff them. Just don't wear them on an indie show if you're booked. That's the problem.
Yeah, Matt, I send Hamin pictures this fucking